Okay, welcome guys. Today we're going to do something different. We're going to do something sort of a live build that is pre-recorded, which doesn't really make sense, but we're going to be building a website showing the definitive top 100 video games of all time. This list is not up for debate, so if you have any queries or questions, please leave them in the comment section about this list. If you think your favorite game was missed out, leave in the comment section. But I'm taking inspiration from this website, which is, oh, it's not going to show. Let's see, can I remove this? So basically this website from the New York Times is just the 100 best movies of the 21st century, and I really like how the website's built, so I want to basically just take inspiration from this as well, but it doesn't seem to be loading because it wants me to pay, which is annoying, but I'll try and find the website and I'll show you. So this is the website I was talking about, 100 best movies in the 21st century. Okay, this has a nice animation of all the images as you scroll. I'm not sure if we will add that just yet, but as you scroll down, it gives a bit of information, and then get straight into the top 100. And as you scroll down to the very bottom. We haven't finished the list yet, but you get the idea. And then you can go here and you can click on it to jump straight to a section, which is really nice. I think I'll incorporate something like this as well. Maybe have it on the side just to make it a little bit different. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've got a prompt that I created using ChatGPT, and I've just put it in the Google Doc for convenience. But I'm not actually going to use this. I'm actually going to go in here, and this is the inbuilt agents that I've built myself using this browser called Strawberry Browser. And in this browser, you can build your own custom AI agents that can perform tasks for you. So this one is called Lovable Wizard. As it says, it's a wizard in creating lovable prompts. So I'm going to paste the ChatGPT prompt straight into there. I slightly modified it a bit as well. And I'm going to tell it to create a lovable prompt. Let's remove this. I'm also going to tell it to keep the detail. So now it's created this prompt for me, which is nice. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste in here. Something I want to change. I don't want to use this one in red. I'm going to use a blue. I'm going to use an electric blue. And I'm going to actually get the hex code for this as well. Just going to copy this, whatever it says. And go back into Lovable and paste the hex code. And we have our colors and our prompt. And before we actually do this as well, I'm actually going to create like a mock-up of what I want the website to look like. So I'm going to go into Figma, upload a screenshot of the New York Times website, and then put my iterations on it. So I'm going to paste the screenshot in here, zoom in a bit, Let's make this a bit smaller as well. And I'm actually going to just draw rectangles over here so it doesn't actually copy it. Let's draw a rectangle over here. And then let's put some text to tell Lovable what it's actually about. So this one will be number. Let's extend this a little bit. Make this text black. So we got number, and then title, and then you're gonna have developer, comma, year, and then obviously this one is the image. Let me double check what they're actually called in the JSON file, so it is a lot easier when Lovable actually makes this. So actually we don't actually have the developer, but I'm going to put platform, and then this one's actually called rank. Put rank there, and then let's make this text a bit bigger. Perfect. Now the sidebar. So I'm just going to draw a frame here. Change the color, something like that. And then text. So we're going to start with 100. And I'm going to make this bold. I'm going to just duplicate this a few times. Call this 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Now select this, and we're going to align them in the middle, just move them up. No need for auto layout here. And then I'm going to draw a rectangle over this and just hide it. Perfect. And I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to make it a frame, and I'm going to download this and use this as a reference image for Lovable to try and use as a reference. So we're back in here now, and simply I am just going to find wherever I've saved this reference image, drag and drop, and at the bottom of the prompt I'm going to say use the attached image as a rough layout guide in addition to the New York Times website, which I will paste again. And let's see what Lovable creates. So I'm expecting this to take probably a few minutes because there's quite a lot that I've pasted into one prompt, so I hope it doesn't break, but if it does, you'll see the live action of me trying to fix things anyway. So let's see what it builds. So Lovable is finished, and this is quite cool actually. I like the UI of this. And you click it, and look at this. The only thing here is to use the reference image in the placeholder image, which is not what we're supposed to do. So what I have to do is remove this and paste the JSON in it. Okay, so these are just placeholders, okay. And I want this sidebar to actually have 100 down to 1. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to say change the sidebar to, I'm going to type in manually like this, 100, 90, 80. Actually, before I do that, say remove the years from the sidebar and or comma change the sidebar to, and then just type in all these numbers. And at the end, we put clicking on these numbers should jump to that rank. And because this is a slightly more complicated thing, I'm going to put it in chat mode so I make sure Lovable understands what I'm telling it to do before I actually try and implement it. Oh, there was an actual error here as well, which I needed to fix. I forgot about that. Okay, so it understands what I want to do. Change the sidebar title from decades to ranks. Yeah, exactly what I want to do. Yep. Yep. So let's implement this plan and see what it does. But I do like this, right? You click on it, it opens. It just reduces the clutter a lot. And also something we need to do, we need to reverse order this. We can't have the best at the top. It's just boring. You have to put the best at the bottom. Okay, so it's done this with the ranks, which works perfectly. I'm going to put the games in reverse order. 100 at the top and 1 at the bottom. Should be a simple enough fix, I hope. Let's see if this search does actually work. It does work. Considering I've done this in like one prompt, this is extremely impressive. So let's remove this. Yep, and it's done that. Okay, it's time to use the JSON file and try and plug it into Lovable so it actually updates all these games with the actual information I want. So what I'm going to do, I think I have the JSON file saved. Yes, I do. So I'm going to upload it. See, I can't upload it. Let me see, what can I do? Ask it, how can I upload a JSON file for you to use? Let's see what it says. Game interface. Okay, so this is a game interface. Normalize the drag and drop file directly into the chat. Not sure why it decided to lie to me, but okay, cool. You can lie to me if you want. Anyway, so let's actually check the code for this. And where is it? It says it's in public games JSON. Am I tripping? Anyway, let me try and actually just paste the text into here. So let's get the text. So I'm going to try and get the text and try and paste it into there and see what it does. So what I'm actually going to do now, I'm actually going to, first of all, change the game name, upload it to GitHub, and then bring it into Cursor, simply because I don't want to waste all my prompts going back and forth on Lovable, and I have the pro plan of Cursor, which should get me a long way. So let me just change this game name, upload it to GitHub, and I'll open it in Cursor. Okay, so I've changed the name. Now I'm going to connect GitHub, connect projects, select my organization, and nice. So let's view on GitHub as well. You can see it here. Nice. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open Cursor and copy the repo into Cursor so I can continue working on the website. So let's go. Okay, so when you're in Cursor, simply all you need to do, you need to click on clone repo. And if you've already connected to your GitHub, you're fine. But if you're not connected to your GitHub yet, they will prompt you to connect to your GitHub. You just log in and it's simple. And you click on clone from GitHub and it'll load and you select the repo you want to clone, which is this one. And then it'll prompt you with a box to save your file. So you need to choose somewhere that you want to save your file. Probably can't see it on the screen now, but I'll just create a folder somewhere on my computer and I'll call it the same name as my GitHub repo just for ease and convenience. And then once I've created the folder, I can open it and then we can get to business, I guess. So select it as repository destination. So it's going to use that and now it's going to clone it, as you can see. Open a new window. First thing I normally like to do in Cursor, I like to ask it, what app is this? Just so it actually understands what I'm building. Let me just open a terminal as well. Okay, understand. So now I'm going to say install dependencies and run app. I know people that come from a programming background probably type in npm install, npm run dev in the terminal. But if you're a non-technical person, someone like me, or you have barely any experience, you just tell it to install dependencies and run app. The first time you open it, it will do that, and then subsequently you can just tell it to run the app when you want to see the app in action. So it will install dependencies here, it will run the app, and it'll provide us with a local host link that we can open on our computer. Okay, so now we've got a link that we can view our app. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's here, sometimes it's here. The ones here and here are the ones that work. Sometimes it gives you a sample on here that actually doesn't work. So just check here and here, the terminal and in here. So I'm going to click on this. And it's opened it. So let's see. Yeah, it works as you can see. So what we want to do, the next step we want to do was to import our own data so it has none of this sample or placeholder values. So let's simply describe what I wanted to do. And let me actually speak to it. Just press Windows H because I'm on Windows. Okay. I want to add my own game data using a JSON file. And then I'm going to provide it with the JSON file. And unfortunately, this Windows H is terrible. So I'm going to type it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to find the JSON file and I'm going to paste it in the code base. Just try and find it again. Which one was it? It was this one. Drag it into here. And I'm going to add files and folders. This one. So I simply dragged and dropped my JSON file into the code base, and I've pressed add and I've clicked on the file I wanted it to refer to when I'm making this prompt. I put use the data from the file uploaded properly and replace the dummy / placeholder values on the app. And hopefully this works. Okay, so it understands what I want to do. And okay, it's doing it. SRC data. Okay, so it wants me to move this into this. But sometimes you can just tell it to proceed and it'll do it for you. Set. Okay, so let's go in here and type in npm run dev to update it. And let's see if it's actually uploaded the data. So unfortunately we greeted with this error, so I'm going to screenshot this and go back into cursor and say we get this error. We get error. Unfortunately, I was recording the wrong screen like a donut for most of that. But basically, I took a screenshot of the error. I pasted it into the cursor chat box, and there's a bit of back and forth. I had to move this file into the data section here. I had to make sure it was moved, and then eventually this decided to work. So let's see. And we've got all the information here, which is nice. The only issue is that a lot of these are empty. and a lot of the information is also empty. So we need to try and fix that. So I'm going to say, as you can see from the screenshot, a lot of the games are still using the classic game placeholder. And also the game's info is showing unknown or just blank. So I'm going to paste a screenshot. And I'm going to say change the JSON structure presented in the UI to match the JSON structure in, and I'm going to put wherever this file is. Put at top. Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is that it seems that there's two different types of JSON structure and it's not reading this properly. So I need to change the JSON structure in the user interface to match the one we've pasted in this file here. And hopefully Cursor will fix this. So we've still got an issue where the fields such as developer, publisher, genre and platforms, all those fields are blank. So we need to change that. So I'm going to upload another screenshot and say the fields, I'm going to type them in manually. Publisher, genre, and platforms for each game is still blank. The but the values, copy and paste this again. The values blah 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 should map to / read from the values in the. So I'm basically saying I want it to map the values that are blank to these values in this JSON file. Okay, let's see what Cursor makes of this. Hopefully it fixes it. When this is fixed, we're nearly there. Issues that the JSON sometimes has empty strings for empty arrays. The UI entities are blank. No, look at the song file. None of the values empty, so they should all work fine. So I'm telling you, you need to actually look at this because none of the values are empty. Okay, so it's actually reading it this time. It's giving me an example. Let's see. Double check. But I actually lied to it. There are actually some empty values, which is strange. Hmm. Which is strange. So what I will do actually, I need to update this JSON file and Control A, Control C. I need to update this JSON file with correct values for these categories and then repaste it into here. So what I'm doing now, I have prompted Cursor to read the JSON file and actually update it manually in here. You can use an LLM and copy and paste it, but you probably need a pro version of a LLM, like a pro version, maybe Claude Code or ChatGPT Plus, to do it effectively without any issues. So I'm just going to do it in Cursor, and it seems to be working. Okay, it's giving me a sample that I can look through and test, and I'm happy with the sample it's produced. So I'm going to tell it to proceed. Oh, spelled that wrong. Okay, so it should proceed with the remaining 75 that it hasn't done. Okay, so when it finishes generating and updating this JSON file, I'll get back to you. So Cursor has finished updating every single game with the correct information. So we click and we have all the relevant information here, which is good. The last thing, well, not the last thing, but the next thing we need to do, we need to remove these placeholder images and replace them with actual images of the game listed. But since this video is getting a bit long, I think I'll cut it here. And please leave a like and comment and subscribe if you want to see part 2 of how I build this properly and then eventually publish it to the internet. So a quick recap on what we did today. We got a prompt. We used the AI agent to help better the prompt. We gave Lovable some context with this top 100 movies of the 21st century. We pasted it into Lovable. Lovable created this UI. We tweaked it a little bit in Lovable. We pushed it to GitHub, or we synced it with GitHub. We then cloned the repository here in Cursor so we could paste this JSON file. There were some formatting issues. It wasn't correctly formatted with the way the UI was presented. So we had to prompt Cursor to help us change the JSON file we uploaded with actual values of the developer, publisher, genre, platform. And then at the end, we're left with this, which is a really good start. And all we need to do now is to change the images as well. And maybe some of the descriptions need changing as well. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in part 2 where we try and finish this.